It was supposed to be perfect, not extravagant, not over the top, just perfect for her. 15. That age where everything feels bigger than it is, where small moments matter more than anyone realizes. And for the first time in months, my daughter was smiling. The decorations were simple but elegant. Soft lights, a long table filled with her favorite desserts, a cake she had spent 2 weeks choosing. Her friends were laughing. Music played quietly in the background, and she stood in the center of it all, happy. That was all I wanted. After everything she had been through that year, she deserved one perfect day. I stood near the side of the room, watching her, not interrupting, not stepping in, just present. Because moments like that, you don't control them, you protect them. And for a while, everything was exactly the way it should be, until the door opened.
No announcement.
No warning, just presence. My sister walked in.
Late.
Of course she was late. She always made an entrance, dressed sharper than everyone else, carrying herself like the room adjusted to her. And slowly, it did. Conversations softened. Attention shifted. Because people like her don't enter quietly. They arrive. I felt it immediately. That subtle change in the air. The one that doesn't belong. The one that doesn't fit. My daughter saw her too. Her smile faltered for just a second. Then she fixed it. Because she had learned that. To adjust. To stay polite. Even when something felt off. "Happy birthday," my sister said, her tone light, but her eyes already scanning the room, judging, measuring, finding flaws. "Thank you," my daughter replied softly, still kind, still hopeful. That was her nature, and my sister noticed. Of course she did, because people like her always notice softness. They see it as weakness. She stepped closer, eyes landing on the table. Then the decorations. Then the phone, brand new, still in my daughter's hand. A gift she had been waiting for all year. Not the most expensive one, but chosen carefully. Perfect for her. My sister tilted her head slightly. "That's cute," she said. The word wasn't a compliment. It never is when she says it. My daughter smiled anyway. "I love it," she said. And that's when it happened. Fast, effortless, intentional. My sister reached out, took the phone from her hand, looked at it once, then dropped it. Not accidentally, not carelessly, deliberately. The sound echoed louder than it should have. Glass cracking against the floor. A sharp, final sound. The room went silent. Completely. Because moments like that stop everything. My daughter froze. Her eyes locked on the broken pieces. Her hands still slightly raised, like she hadn't processed it yet. "Oops," my sister said lightly. But there was no apology in her voice. Only control. Only satisfaction. It slipped. It didn't. Everyone knew it didn't. My daughter knelt down slowly, picked up the pieces, her hands trembling, her eyes filling. And then she broke. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly, tears falling before she could stop them. And that was the moment everything changed. I didn't move immediately. I didn't react, because reactions give people like her exactly what they want. Instead, I stepped forward, slowly, calmly, and stood beside my daughter. I placed a hand on her shoulder, steady, reassuring, because she needed that more than anything. "It's okay," I said softly, even though it wasn't, even though nothing about that moment was okay. My sister crossed her arms, watching, waiting, expecting something. Anger, shouting, a scene. I gave her none of it, because this wasn't her moment. It just looked like it was. I looked at the broken phone, then at my daughter, then back at my sister, and I smiled. not wide, not obvious, just enough. Because now, I understood. She thought she had taken something. She thought she had ruined the night. She thought she had control. She didn't. And by tomorrow, she was going to learn exactly how wrong she was. The party ended early. Not officially.
No announcement.
But the energy had shifted. The laughter didn't come back the same. The music felt quieter.
Forced.
People left one by one, offering soft smiles and polite goodbyes, pretending nothing had happened. But everyone had seen it, and more importantly, they had felt it. My daughter didn't say much. She sat beside me in the car, holding the broken pieces of her phone in her lap like something she hadn't accepted yet. I didn't rush her, didn't try to fix it with words, because some moments you don't talk through. You remember them, and you decide what they mean. When we got home, I placed a new phone on her desk. Same model, better version, unopened. She looked at it, then at me. You didn't have to, she said quietly. I know, I replied. That was enough. Because this wasn't about the phone. It never was. It was about something else. Something she would understand later. That people can take things, but they can't take control. The next morning started quietly. Too quietly. The kind of quiet that sits right before everything changes. I woke up early. Not out of habit. Out of intention. Sat at my desk. Opened my laptop. And reviewed the documents one last time.
Clean.
Structured. Final. Because unlike my sister, I don't act without preparation. You see, her perfect life wasn't built on her own. It never was. Her business, her image, her success. All of it depended on something she didn't fully understand. Funding. And not just any funding. My funding. For years, I had quietly backed her company through layered investments, silent partnerships, structures she never questioned because everything kept working. That was her mistake. She thought stability meant ownership. It doesn't. It means dependency. At 8:05 a.m., I made the call. Execute withdrawal, I said.
No hesitation. No explanation.
Because everything had already been approved. Yes, ma'am, the voice replied. And just like that, the foundation disappeared. By 9:12 a.m., her company felt it. Emails, alerts, notifications. Not loud, not dramatic, but precise, controlled, irreversible. I arrived at her office just before 10. Not as a visitor, not as family, just present. Inside, the atmosphere was completely different from the night before.
No laughter.
No confidence, just tension, movement, voices layered with urgency. At the center of it, her, standing in the middle of it all, phone pressed to her ear, pacing, trying to hold something together that was already gone. What do you mean the funding is frozen? She snapped. A pause. Listening. Then, that's not possible. Of course. Denial. Always first. I walked closer. Not rushing. Not hiding. Just enough. She saw me. And everything stopped. Her voice. Her movement. Her certainty. What did you do? She asked. Quieter this time. Because now, she wasn't sure. I stepped forward.
Calm.
Controlled. You dropped something yesterday, I said. Her eyes narrowed. Confusion. Then realization.
Small.
But growing. That was just a phone, she said quickly.
No. Irraplia.
And that was enough. Because now, she understood. Not fully, but enough. It was a message. I continued. Another pause. Because now, she was listening. You thought you could break something and nothing would happen. Silence. Because now, she remembered. The moment. The sound. The tears. You were wrong. Behind her, screens lit up. Numbers moving. The contracts freezing. Access shifting. The company
Slipping.
What is happening? Someone asked loudly. But no one answered, because the answer was standing right there. This is temporary, she said. But her voice didn't match her words, because part of her already knew.
It's not, I said.
Simple. Final. Because truth doesn't need decoration. You built everything on support you didn't understand. I continued. Another pause. Because now it was clear. And you just lost it. She took a step back. Then another. Like distance might fix something. It didn't.
Fix this, she said.
Not commanding. Not confident. Just desperate. That was new. Yesterday, she didn't ask. She decided. Today, she needed. I looked at her.
Calm.
Unmoved.
No.
One word. Enough. Because this wasn't a negotiation. It never had been. Security moved through the office.
Not toward me.
Toward her. Because now,
Control had changed. People started packing.
calls ended abruptly. Systems locked. The company was collapsing. In real time, she looked around, then back at me, eyes wide, searching for something, anything, that could undo what had already been done. You're overreacting, she said weakly. I almost smiled, because she still didn't understand. This wasn't reaction. This was decision. You broke something that mattered, I said quietly. A pause. Because now, she listened, and now you're seeing what that costs. I turned, started walking toward the exit.
Not fast.
Not slow, just done. Wait, she called out. I paused. For a second, without turning. You said it slipped, I said calmly. Her own words returned. A pause. Because now, she remembered everything. I guess this did too. Silence. Final. I walked out, and behind me, her perfect life.
Shattered. Just like that phone.